Well, good afternoon. Thanks for tuning in to 𝐾𝐤𝐴 TV. James Preston with you, and it's another edition of Executive Corner Expert Talks. Today, I'll be sitting down with the founder of Quint Digital, Harpreet Singh. Melbourne-based Quint Digital is a full-service digital marketing agency that helps businesses achieve unprecedented growth. The company has been built from the ground up by Harpreet, who has over a decade worth of experience in sales, and he currently heads the digital growth segment at Quint Digital. And it's now my great pleasure to welcome him to the show. Harpreet Singh, a very good afternoon to you, my friend.
Thank you very much. Thank you for inviting, James. It's my pleasure.
Well, Harpreet, before we get into the nitty-gritty of it, I've just got to compliment you on the whole aesthetic here, because, of course, with digital marketing, so much is about what does it look like, what can we put out there to the public, and between the white blazer, the blue shirt, and that beautiful background, mate, it is all happening. I love it.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you very much.
No worry at all, Harpreet. Now, look, I mentioned in the intro itself that you offer a full-service digital marketing campaign, but what exactly does that entail, and could you break down the different services that Quint Digital offers?
Yeah, definitely. Full service means end-to-end service. What we offer our small and medium businesses is starting from web design to lead generation, Google Ads, social media marketing, and search engine optimization. So put it in a nutshell for you is whatever a small business needs to grow their business, we offer that service.
Perfect. And so are there individual packages within that full service that maybe a company is falling short on one particular aspect and you say, yes, we can provide that particular service as well?
Yep, so when a company comes to us, or whenever a small business approaches us, we do a thorough audit of their current online assets, and we then present that back to the small business owners. We do a complete gap analysis of where the business is lacking and where the business should be focused on. And depending on our analysis and depending on our gaps, then we do a custom package for each business. So we don't have a cookie cutter approach. Every business is different. They're at different stages of their life cycle, and the solution would be different for each business. So there's no cookie cutter approach. We do a thorough analysis of when a business comes and speaks to us, and then present a growth plan depending on where they are in the life cycle.
Yeah, brilliant. And look, I think that leads in quite nicely to my next question for you. What makes Quint Digital a go-to agency for small business in Australia?
Look, when a few years ago, when I decided to start a marketing agency, the gap I saw in the market was there was a lot of churn and burn going on in the industry. A lot of big companies didn't care about the dollar spend, didn't care about the small, medium businesses, and didn't really care about the results. So whenever a small business owner hold them accountable or try to hold them accountable, they'll just present some, random numbers and the rankings and the traffic. The gap we saw that if we wanted to be accountable, so our focus is on results. So the three key reasons why we are a good fit for a small, medium business. One, we are a small business like themselves. So we understand the value of each dollar. When someone spends a dollar on, paid marketing, the return on investment should be the key criteria. That should be the only KPI. Are they making $5, $10, $15 return on ad spend? So that's the number one thing. Second, we're very transparent. So we share our challenges openly with the business. We show them where the gaps are. We show them what we're trying, and we show them the results after that. And three, we are making our packages very affordable. We are a lean business. We're a lean startup. So we make sure that the marketing packages, the digital marketing solution we offer to these small businesses is very affordable. And the last thing I'll say is we are in here for a long-term relationship. So we don't believe in contracts. We want a small business to stay with us because they see the result, not because they're locked into a contract. So these are, the few main things why a small business should choose us and why we are a go-to, option for a small business.
So with that contract itself then, what do the terms look like? Do you say, look, we're going to achieve a certain amount of results, and until we get to that point, there's no sort of finalization of a contract, or there's no payout? How does it work exactly?
So there's no locked-in contract. So it's all month-to-month services. So it's pay as you go. So each month, let's say we start a campaign, we set an objective, we sit down with the customer, we understand what the objectives are, where they're lacking, what sort of revenue they're currently doing, and what sort of goals do they have. Then we work on unit economics. So we work out what the cost of leads going to be. Then we work out the conversion rates. So it's all, all scientific. We can, after a couple of months into the campaign, we can start, forecasting as well, 3, 6, and 12 months goal, where we understand, if you spend $1, you're going to get that many leads, and based on the conversion rate of the business, we understand how much revenue that's going to generate. So that's how this normal setup looks like.
Yeah, perfect. Now look, we've already touched on this as well, given you've got sort of a full approach and there's also somewhat of an auditing system that goes on to find out exactly what kind of marketing each business needs. But can you delve into a little bit more detail the multi-dimensional marketing strategy that you guys implement?
Yeah, so look, multidimensional came through because a lot of the business, when I started, a lot of the businesses would approach me and say, look, I want to do search engine optimization, or I want to do Facebook ads, or I want to do Google ads. Then they heard it from someone or their friend that they need to do search engine optimization, but they didn't realize that's just only a one-dimensional approach. So what we do is we prepare a plan for the customer. A small business owner cannot wait 6-12 months to get the results. Search engine optimization is sort of a longer game. We don't neglect that. That's part of a plan, but we also work on getting instant results for the customer, which is through paid ads. So we use either Google ads, YouTube ads, display ads, search, and Facebook. So we use a blend of all these channels to produce the result. The only API we focus on is the result and return on investment. So we don't worry about the channel. We are a channel agnostic agency.
Yeah.
Wherever we see the best possible return for the business, we'll use and utilize that channel. And that's what multidimensional is. Using all these channels, we are the best performing, where we can get the best performance out, and prepare a formula for them.
Well, still somewhat on that concept of multi-dimensional marketing. Obviously, we're now in an age of convergence. There's so many different platforms, TV, there's still print, even though it's hanging on by a bare thread. There's things like this with 𝐾𝐿 TV, new streaming platforms. How challenging it is for you to every year or two we get something like TikTok coming out, another new platform. Do you have to grow and adapt quite quickly to keep up with that?
Absolutely. As the new channels come out, you get the opportunity of reaching additional audience, and because the channel is new, you also learn, you grow your skill as well. But there are opportunities for low-hanging fruit on channels like TikTok, Snapchat, even LinkedIn. So we use all of these channels, and whenever a new channel comes in, we proactively try that. We try that first on our campaigns, and then we take the result to our customers. So look, we want to try this because we tried this for Quint campaigns, and this is the result we saw.
Now, Harpreet, in your opinion, what are the key steps for any business to outgrow its competition and then achieve unprecedented growth?
The biggest tip I can give a small business, I can give 3 tips here. One, the ability to be found online. So when someone's searching, to give you an example of a roof restoration business, when someone's searching for a roof restoration, on Google, if your business is not there and doesn't have the ability to be found when your consumer is looking for you, that's a recipe for disaster. So the number one thing is be found. Second, have a consistent and concise message on all your social media, all your website. As a business, have a consistent message across all the channels. So once you've got the traffic, the second thing we've got to focus on is converting that traffic into leads, and that's done through sharp messaging. So get found, have a really good message and offer for the customer, and 3, conversion rate optimization. Always be improving. The message which might have worked 6 months ago, 1 year ago, doesn't always work the same way. So keep an eye on numbers, understand what your customers are doing when they come on the website, and adapt according to your customers' behavior.
Yeah, I think that's a really common sense approach. Obviously, the whole marketing landscape and, society more generally, especially in the last sort of 18 months, constantly changing, evolving, new different challenges. You can't have a one-stock approach to it, I guess. Just before I let you go, Harpreet, what would be your advice to businesses who may have hit a growth ceiling and they're experiencing a bit of a stagnant growth at this time?
Look, if you've hit a growth ceiling, we encourage you to get an audit done. Get a fresh set of eyes to look at your campaigns, get a thorough audit done, understand where the gaps are, and then adapt and do a multi-dimensional approach of the campaigns. Your audience is sitting on Google, they're sitting on social media, they're sitting on LinkedIn. So do not neglect any channel. Use all these channels, utilize all these channels to take your business to the next step of the growth.
Brilliant. Well, Harpreet, there's plenty of insights you've shared with our viewers there, so I really do appreciate you joining us here on 𝐾𝐿 TV. It's been great to catch up.
Oh, thank you very much for having me. It was a pleasure.
Perfect, mate. Hopefully we can get you back on here again.
Cheers. Take care.
Lovely. Well, that's Harpreet Singh, co-founder of full-service digital marketing agency Quint Digital. And if you tuned in a little late and you would like to catch up on the whole interview or check out any of the other expert talks we've had on 𝐾𝐿 TV, make sure to head across to our YouTube channel, 𝐾𝐿 Media. And above all, remember to stay apprised and invest wise with 𝐾𝐿.